Okay, let's go.
This AI is all about, I'm here to demonstrate what our app actually does. Upon logging into our app, users will be directed to a login screen over here. They'll log in with their predetermined email and password that they've set previously. If a user doesn't have an account, they'll register over here. For the case of this, I'll register an account labeled cam10 or cam100 for this demonstration. To create an account with BrothersAI, you're required to have both a password, an email, and a username. The username has to be at least 8 characters as well, as demonstrated by this demo, and this is to ensure greater security for the app. Upon successful registration, the user will be redirected back to the login page over here. They log in with their with the email that they've registered with, as well as the password that they set for them previously. Upon login, the users will be greeted by this profile page over here. This is the home page of BrothersAI, where the user will be greeted by a friendly message which contains their information, as well as a to-do list that they can use to keep track of the tasks they need to do. So, for example, if I have a task which is to clean my room, I can add that to this list over here. And this to-do list is saved in the backend and not just a front-end application. So if we refresh the page as seen here, the to-do list does actually generate the clean my room task that we just created. Similarly, we have a strike through option, which allows us to clear tasks on the strike through task over here, or we can actually click a delete, which will remove the task entirely from the to-do list. Next, we have the main meat of BrothersAI, which is the timetable option that we've created. All students have to do is enter the module code, for example CS2030, CS2040, select the semester that they wish to take the mod, and click Generate Timetable. This immediately generates a timetable for the user that they can use right away. Moreover, if I feel like changing the slot, I can just click and select from the multitude of slots options that we fetched from the NUSMods API over here. So let's say I feel like taking Group 1C. My CS2040 lab now moves forward by 2 hours. And likewise for CS2030, if I feel like taking another mod, I select Group A, Group 10A, it will move the mod to the respective time slot as well. What BrothersAI's main selling point is the ability to actually share this timetable with your friends. So remember that user that I logged into at the start? Let's go back and send him an email as well. So we'll select cam@cam.com as the friend that would like to share this timetable to. And it says here, timetable shared successfully. So if we were to log out, we can go into Cam's account. And if we click the shared with me option, we'll actually see that Cam100 has successfully shared this timetable with Cam10. And this itself is pretty awesome. Now, back to Cam100. You now have BrothersAI also has the ability to add users as friends. So, all you need to do is select an email that you'd like to add a friend via. So let's think about Cam as well. We'll send him a friend request, cam@cam.com. And if we go back to Cam's account, we should be able to successfully see the account that he's logged into. And there, we can see that Cam100 has successfully sent a friend request to Cam. So upon clicking accept, you see all the lists of friends that you have in this account, any friend requests you received, and even the sent friend requests that you've sent. And if we were to log back into Cam100's account, you see that that friend request also syncs up with his account over here. Next, we have the friend groups option. And this allows you to add and create groups with friends from the list of friends that have accepted your friend request over there. So I'll switch to Cam's account to show this better, as it will allow us to see more users. But as you can see here, I have quite a lot of other accounts. So what I need to do is select the accounts I would like to create. Let's just say testing as the group name. And this group is immediately created. When we click the view group option over here, it will take us to another page, which shows us more information about the group. Here, we have the group information, including all the members of the group, the owner, the name, as well as all the contact information and emails of all members of this group. I can even create a group meetup here. So for example, let's say I have a discussion group. Discussion on group project. And I'll put this location as an LT1. And for demo sake, we'll select the date as today. And I select create meetup. This meetup immediately appears over here. Once I finish that meetup, I can just mark it as complete, and that will remove it from the board over here. Likewise, we can do the same for group task. So let's say the task is to complete chapter 1. And this will appear for all members of the group from Cam 123, Cam 10, and Cam 100 as well. So when we're done with that, we just select mark as complete, and it will once again disappear from this as well. And now onto the most complex feature and most innovative feature of BrothersAI. BrothersAI's main selling point is our ability to dynamically generate courses and suggestions based on previously taken mods. So for example, I've included CS 2030 as a previous mod here, but for further inputs, I'll include CS 2040 as well. Let's say we completed that in semester 1, and we can just add course and in academic year 22-23. BrothersAI actually connects to Gemini to generate course recommendations based on your previous course history. So if I were to select this button over here, it immediately generates courses that I can take because of the prerequisites and the similar knowledge compared to CS 2030 and CS 2040, which in itself is pretty interesting. Yeah. So let's say I'm not a CS major, and I change the course. We remove CS 2030 and CS 2040. Let's say I took econs as another mod, so EC 101E. And let's say for simplification's sake, we took then AY 2223. So if I were to get recommendations now with this new history, it in fact generates me mods that have EC 101E as prerequisites and mods that are completely related to my course, economics. Here's what's going on under the hood. As you can see, we're connected to the Gemini API over here, and the recommendations that came out are over here. Here is our internal prompt that we're sending to the Gemini API. Specifically, we're sending the previous modules that the student has taken from the backend, as well as requesting specifically the output format we would like. We then send this output format and return it as a JSON response. Additionally, we've also included some test cases that we can run to test our models. On the account side, we have things like the account model test, the account's API test that tests all our API routes are working, as well as creating certain items and units within the application as well. So overall, that's what BrothersAI has to offer. We'd like to thank you for listening to this video and hope that you learned something, and we would appreciate any feedback that you all have. Hope that this is not the last time you hear from us. Thank you.